Howdy folks, welcome to another beautiful day out here in West Vancouver. It's an absolutely stunning one, beautiful and quiet. It is very, very cold though. It's like, I think it was -7 or something yesterday. It's like freezing, everything is frozen. Anyway, so we decided to have a little bit of a braai, just the family. We're putting some chicken and some lamb chops and braai broodjies and Belinda's famous potato salad. It's a perfect Saturday afternoon. It is about 3 o'clock, so we're doing it a little bit earlier, early evening, because by 4:30 it's dark already. And while I'm doing this on my own here, I thought I'll just make a video and chat to you, because I haven't done it for a while. Before we go any further though, something I want you to remember, or that I just want to mention is, remember this Thursday at, I think it's 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm doing a Zoom call for anybody that's got questions about moving to Canada. And I'm not talking about immigration questions. I can help you with a little bit of that. But, there's a lot of people that always call me and ask me, what's it like to live in Canada? What's it like, how much money do we need? Blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm no expert, but I live here. So on this Thursday, I'm going to do a live Zoom call. Anybody that wants to join, you got to register though, so I know who's going to arrive. And we can just chat, and you can ask me anything you want. Or we can just chat. I don't mind. It's just a 1 hour chat with me. There'll be a link in the description of this video where you can register if you're interested. Yeah, anything really that you want to ask. All right, so let me just get the chicken on. We've got some lemon chicken that we are going to grill. I want to get that on early. And then after that we will we'll chat some more. And then we'll take it from there. Oh man. Alright, so I must just make sure that I don't talk so much that I forget. Let me just put it a little bit lower. Alright, so the chicken is on. We're good to go. So we did get our first snow. How's the shirt? No matter what the weather is, we will braai. Anyway, so we got our first little dusting of snow this week. And I mean, when I say a dusting, it really is what it is. It was just a little dusting. It was like a little bit of powder on the ground, and it was there for a little while. But it was kind of very dry because it was really, really cold. I mean, it went to like, they said it was -14 at one stage, but it was different. I don't know. Even this morning, everything is frozen solid. I mean, like solid, but it's not like wet ice. It's just like this dry ice almost. So that was interesting. We obviously didn't run this last couple of weeks. Oh shucks, I must actually show you this. There where we normally run, or this where we normally go run in the mornings on the boardwalk. There's this video 2 days ago. 2 days ago, it was this like high tide with high winds or anything, and it just smashed that whole boardwalk was underwater. Check this out. I'm going to put the video in here. You'll check it out. It's like, it is freaking ridiculous. I mean, it's just like, weather is an amazing thing. It's just amazing how kind of, how powerful nature can be, hey. Anyway, so as far as the weather goes, no real snow, but it's weird. There's no snow here by us, and we are actually kind of higher up here in West Van. But the other day I drove through, I think it was Wednesday or was it Tuesday, I drove through to the US quickly to go pick up some stuff. I think it was Wednesday. And I drove through a snowstorm. There was lots of snow out on that side, not over here. Of course, this is the other part of the story. When we had that, day before yesterday, time flies. I don't always keep up with it. But in the last couple of days, when we had the real cold, when it went -14 and we had the light dusting of snow over here, it was absolute chaos on the roads again. And I don't think it's the snow. I think it's more the ice. But yeah, the whole of Vancouver came to a standstill again because people were sliding everywhere and they were crashing into stuff and there was ice and it was like People were saying they took 6 to 7 hours to drive from Surrey to Vancouver and stuff like that, because all the roads just got locked up. You know, there's an accident or car slides, and then the whole thing just goes. And it's weird. It's because I think there's still a lot of people that don't have winter tires on their vehicles. They're not prepared. It's it's actually interesting. Actually, as far as I spoke to our partner in Montreal, in Quebec, and he was saying that over there on the 1st of December, it's law. You have to have full winter tires on your car, and if you don't, you're in trouble. Makes sense. I suppose Vancouver doesn't get that cold. Of course, now everybody's complaining, saying that it's the Vancouver council didn't treat the roads correctly, and that's why all the cars and that's why all the chaos was there. But it's just a general thing. Every year when winter really kicks in, there's a big day where Vancouver kind of falls apart. It's it's just what it is, I suppose. I must say, this year the cold is taking a lot longer to arrive, but it's actually very cold. It's like a dry cold. The previous 2 years that we've been here, 21, 22, well, 21, 22, and what's it, winter 21, winter 22 was, it was different. It was kind of earlier, it kicked in earlier. This year it's much later, but it's very, very cold right now. But still no snow. I mean, if you look at the mountains over there, let me show you a little bit. If you look at the mountains over there, I hope you can see it. There's no snow on the mountains. There was actually there was a little bit of snow on some of the slopes, which is great. Everybody was quite happy with that. But now they closed the slopes down again because it's too cold. Check when I say it's cold. I leave this thing outside with a bit of water in it. It's frozen solid. It's been standing in the sun the whole day. Of course, all my little plants, because I had some kale, I've got some kale in the pots over there still. And they were actually doing quite well so far in the winter. I've been harvesting and we've been eating, and then now it's all frozen solid. So I hope it's not too late. I'm trying to move some of them and plant them out and go put them. I got my hydroponics setup going again downstairs. So let's hope that works. Any which way. Let me get you back over here. So yeah, that's kind of a rough update on our lives, or what's going on around here. Haven't gotten around to working on Connor's car as much as I want, because it's just cold outside, understand? It's just cold. Even the gymming that we do every night in the carport, we kind of cut out this week. The running we stopped. So I actually told Melinda this tonight I'm going back to the community center gym to go and do a run on the treadmills there, because it's just too cold outside right now. So yeah, cold is here. It's official. When you're inside, it's fine. I mean, you don't feel it at all. It's just when you're outside. But it's also very weird. It's just like, you know, some days I walk outside with a t-shirt and it's cold, but I don't know, it's a mindset sometimes. And then other days, it's not much colder or it's the same temperature, but I go outside and I want to freeze my back end off. And of course, right now, both Angelique and Connor, school started, and now they're both back sick again. Sore throat and coughing and sneezing, and it's a kind of a general theme every year when the school, or every term when the school starts after a holiday. When the kids go back, they all come back sick for the first week or so. Touch wood, me and Belinda hasn't picked it up just yet, so let's hope it stays that way. Yeah, it is what it is, eh? Interesting. All right, I'm going to put you guys on hold. Let me go and get the rest of the meat out and get myself organized. Here I am back. Good old lamb chops with flippin' like a spice. You can't go wrong with that. Let's get this on. So we've been having these little internet issues lately. I don't know what's going on. Well, I suppose not as bad as South Africa, but the internet is dipping off every now and again. Now we are currently, well, it used to be Shaw. Shaw got bought by Rogers, and so now we are with Rogers, but it's still called Shaw Internet, but it's Rogers, and it's a mess, to be honest. It's not ideal. The other thing is, of course, we did get word that TELUS is putting in their pure fiber. Now, the difference between the TELUS pure fiber and what Shaw and Rogers offer is that Shaw and Rogers offers fiber. It's a 1 gigabit fiber line, but it runs to a central point in the neighborhood, and from there it's cable that takes it to all the houses. While what TELUS is installing right now is pure fiber, so it sends fiber all the way to your house, which is a lot better, obviously, because then it's your fiber line and you're connected at the high speeds. With the 1 gig Shaw Rogers thing, the last little bit you share that fiber line, and I don't know, it's just been sucky. It's not been great. I mean, for a 1 gigabit or 1.4, yeah, we've got a 1.5 gigabit plan. For a 1.5 gigabit speed fiber line, we're not doing that great, I must say. It's sometimes very slow, and it's just like icky, you know, it's just, or I suppose it's a first world problem. Maybe we are just a little bit too used to fast internet. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, shit, I uploaded 10 gigabyte video in like 3 minutes, so I suppose it's not that bad, but it should be better. It's it's interesting, the internet connectivity. It's amazing how we get more and more involved with it. One of Angelique's friends are arriving. Hello. Good in yourself? Awesome. Yeah, it's amazing how reliant we become on this internet. Anyway. Hoppa! Don't burn. This is not ideal. Sorry guys, let me just get this turned around. Anyway, so for the rest, life in Canada is still cool. Things are getting a lot more expensive. We went out for my birthday, we went out to dinner. We had a voucher from the Keg, where one of Angelique's friends' mom, she stayed here for a while, and she gave us a Keg voucher. So we decided to go for dinner to the Keg on my birthday. And great restaurant, great food and everything. But I mean, it is getting ridiculously expensive, I suppose, compared to South Africa, really. If you look at some of the pricing, it's you know, a main meal is like $35 to $45 at the Keg. If you have a steak, it's like $40 plus. You have a margarita, it's a tiny little margarita, little glass is $13. I don't know, it's just getting, I don't know how people go out and drink. It's just getting really, really expensive lately. It's I went out with my other mate Adrian here on a Thursday night. Yeah, the one that I realized that I can't drink much anymore. But anyway, also beers. It's $9 a beer, $10 a beer, $11 a beer. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the value of money is just really, really going downwards, to be honest. I don't know. I'm not frugal. I mean, it's not like I'm stingy, but it doesn't sit right when you have to pay $10 for a beer. It doesn't feel right, does it? Hang on, let me just get this. Oh, and next week I'm actually going to go and do a little braai at, next Saturday I'm going to go down to John Lawson Park, and I'm going to set up over there again for a braai. For those that want to join me, I'll put it out there. We're just going to, just very informal. Going to set up the gas grill and just go and throw some lamb chops on the grill and sit around John Lawson Park for a bit. Why not? Got to get out of the house. Hopefully it doesn't snow. But even if it does, we'll still do it. I believe. I have to convince my wife. There we go. No, I don't have anything to say. How crazy is that? I'm going to have to cut some of this out, I suppose. Anyway, yeah. So this last week was at least a lot better than the first week of the year. Got a lot of things sorted out and caught my speed again. But I tell you what, it's actually so easy, you know. I know in the era we grew up in, mental health wasn't a thing. Nobody was like, oh, if somebody said you had a mental health issue, it means they come and pick you up and they go put you in a straitjacket and stick you in the nut house. That was mental health. That was when it was mentioned. These days, mental health is much more of a talking point, and everything is a mental health issue. But I tell you what, it's one thing you got to remember. If you're an immigrant and you come to Canada, or, well, I suppose anywhere in the world, if you're an immigrant, you are going to have those times that you suffer. We all do. I mean, in this last week, actually, this first week of the year and this last week, it's weird. The first week of the year was like a crappy week. It was just like, man, things didn't go right. It was a tough one. But it was still okay. This last week, things started going a lot better. But it was almost more of a, you know, I hit this point where I was like, really, did I do the right thing? Are we here? You know, you always have those doubts that come through. So this last week was a little bit of an interesting one on that mental health side of things, where, you know, you just become like, you just become listless and you're not interested and you're not doing what you should be doing. I guess that's one of the reasons we didn't do a lot of videos. But it happens, and I just wanted to make sure that you all understand that, you know, even if you can have the best the best personality and you can have the best of everything, but it happens to all of us. You know, generally I'm a super happy-go-lucky guy. I don't stress, I don't get depressed, I don't really, I just live and enjoy. That's my thing. But even this last week, it caught up with me. You know, I was sitting over here and I was like, oh my God, we did the budgets, and I'm like, oh, the cost of living, and then, you know, school and the kids, and it's just, you miss things. Sometimes you just also miss a few mates that you can sit down with and chat and, you know. Anyway, so it happens, and it will happen to every single one of you. You know, I know that there's a lot of people out here that come all this way and then they suffer, and it's going to happen. And there's not much I can really tell you about it, about how to overcome it. You must just, you know, just, I suppose, deal with it. Hey, I'm losing all the skin off the chicken here. This is not ideal. But anyway, yeah, it's like my other mate also said, you know, they immigrated to the US, and it's very happy they did it, but also if they'd known all of the crap that they had to go through to get there and all of the stress and the you know, they might have not done it. So that's why it's important, if you're thinking about immigrating and coming to Canada, it's an amazing place and it's an amazing experience, but you've got to make sure that you got to be sure that you want to do it. Put it that way. You don't want to just do it and think, yeah, it's just because it's going to be fun. It's fun most of the time, but it's also going to be sucky sometimes. It is what it is. I've got my grill very low, but everything is still sticking. Not ideal. Anyway, yeah, so back to that. I think the thing is, what I want to say is make sure that you come to Canada for the right reason. If you want to come to Canada, make sure it's for the right reason. And there's some very right reasons. There's some very, very powerful reasons. For us, the reasons are very simple, and I've said it how many times. It's, you know, it's to give our kids an opportunity at a better future. It is to give, it's the safety, it's the security. Those are the things that we care about, and that's the reason we are here. So anyway, it's an interesting, I thought I'd mention that last week I had a little bit of a, I wouldn't call it a depression, but I did go through a bit of a stress, you know, there where you just become just lazy, don't do anything. Yeah. But it happens. We through it. We're full of smiles right now. And focusing on moving forward through this year. Luckily, those dips are only there for a temporary period. I need to make another run to the US again in the next week or so. So that's always fun. I enjoy going to the US. Sorry, I don't want to let this chicken skin go to waste. So probably the worst part of the chicken, isn't it? With all the fat. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys. This is good. And in other news, well, there's no real other news. The old house is starting to fall apart. The windows are pulling loose here at the bottom, so I had to go get that spray foam and stick in here. We've got to deal with our landlord that we don't bug him with shit, with random stuff, and he doesn't up the rent and care too much. So that's great. I'm actually wondering what's going to happen in the next, in what's it, 6 months, June. The rent is up. See if he's going to go ahead and demolish the house and if it's going to carry on. Look, the house is starting to fall apart more and more. The deck is going like this, and the windows are starting to pull open, and in the bathroom the one wall is starting to cave in, so we started fixing that up. So yes, the house really needs to be torn down at some stage, but I'm really hoping it's another year. I really hope he doesn't do it in 2024, because I can tell you what, it's amazing how much crap we've collected over this last year. Well, since the 3 years since we've been here, or what's it now, 3 years, yeah. Hey, 20th of January, it's almost exactly 3 years. Amazing. Anyway, it's amazing how much stuff we've collected, and that's a kind of a concern, because if we need to move from here, we're going to need to move to probably a smaller place, because as much as I've been sitting here thinking rents are going to go down, it kind of came down a little bit, and now I see it's picking up again. Although I do think that in the next a few months is when it's actually going to start kicking in, this whole Airbnb thing, when they start shutting down all of the people Airbnbs. Hopefully we'll start seeing some more rental properties go on the market then. But then again, the thing is, I don't know how many of the bigger homes were on Airbnb. So, you know, we need a 3-bedroom home. Will there be 3-bedroom homes available, and will the rents on those drop? Everybody's talking about the soft landing. The economy is getting a soft landing. It's all filling in there. But I can tell you, stuff's getting expensive more and more. I see it every day. You know, meat is more expensive. veggies and stuff. Look, it is winter, obviously, so it's also seasonal. It could also be seasonal. It's actually funny, we went to the store this morning to go buy tomatoes and stuff, or an onion and some veggies for the braai broodjies, and the shelves were empty. The veggie shelves were empty. Now, it could obviously be this extreme cold spell that's going on right now that messed with things. And oh yeah, of course, the whole day of traffic chaos could have messed with deliveries, but it was actually really, really scary. You walk into into City Market down here, and there's nothing. There's like one little row of tomatoes. All the others are literally empty. You just see empty shelves. I should have taken a photo, I guess. But anyway, it was nuts. But yeah, I mean, stuff is just expensive. We bought 3 tomatoes and it was like $8. It's expensive. Winter, I suppose. So yeah, I don't know when the soft landing is going to come in. Let's hope so. Let's hope they fix it and they figure it all out. But yeah, 2024 is going to be an interesting year. For those of you that obviously, we work on in the innovation space, or we publish these books on innovation, and we've got a bunch of books going out at the moment. So that's one of the reasons I was so busy. But because of that, I also follow what's happening in innovation. Obviously, I'm very tapped in to some newsletters and companies that we deal with, and just seeing what's happening in the world. And I tell you what, the AI revolution that's coming through in this 2024 is going to be absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not sure that it's going to be an ideal thing for all of us. That's what worries me. It's kind of one of the things that gives me stress sometimes. I know that I can always make money and I can always live and I'll always be okay. I believe in myself, I trust in myself and everything. But if I see the rate with which AI is taking up jobs and the rate at which it's growing and getting smarter and better, and I'm starting to wonder, oh man, what is going to be left for us humans to do? And that's where the concern comes in. What's going to be left for us to do? And they go, yeah, but AI is just making your job easier. Yeah, that's right. That's true. AI is making my job easier, or making everybody's jobs easier. But the reality is that, if the job becomes easier, you need less people to do the job. So if you have 20 people writing articles, but AI can now write an article faster, and you just need 2 people to fact check it and to finalize it, 18 people are going to lose their jobs. It's interesting. It's a concern. It really is for me at this stage. I'm trying to figure out, what is it, Wayne Gretzky that said, I don't skate to the puck, I skate to where the puck is going to be. And I'm really struggling to figure out where the puck is going to be with this whole AI joel at the moment. I don't know what's going to happen. It's just like, it's getting so smart. Some of the tools that I play with every day, it's just getting so smart. I mean, in all honesty, some of these AI bots now, I was speaking to the Canva one the other day. It's like it's the chat online to their support, but you're actually speaking to an AI, not to a person. And it's smarter and more efficient than a person, to be honest. I suppose if there's real big issues, it probably still struggles, but the rate at which it's growing and the rate at which it's getting smarter is just fantastic. It's great. And, I'm okay. What worries me is what my kids are going to do, because I speak to Angelique and she's like, yeah, she wants to go study psychology or psychiatry, or, she's thinking about that. Connor, luckily, he wants to go into the trades. He wants to become an electrician, so we'll see. AI can hopefully not do that. But a lot of the stuff that it's out there, a lot of the jobs that are out there that we are preparing our kids for, is going to completely disappear it's going to completely disappear with the new AI. And that worries me. It does. That's one of the things that worries me. How do you advise your kids? What are you going to be going into? The only thing we can try and do is teach them to critical thinking and teach them to do stuff. And I think actually survival and the ability to do normal things like make a fire and stuff like that is going to be some of the skills that's going to be very important in the near future. All right, let me go and get a plate for this. I'll be back in a sec. All right, here I'm back. Let me just put some of this last flavoring over the chicken. There we go. And flip it one more time. And then go and get a knife to see if it is ready. Anyway, so me and my buddy Stan that does the running. He's like we've been skipping out on the 6 a.m. mornings because it's just too cold. I mean, it's just inhospitable. It's just freezing and rainy at some mornings, and it's just not happening. So he was suggesting that we start doing hikes in the winter rather, because it makes more sense. So that might actually be an idea. He says he knows a lot of nice hikes around West Van. So let's see. But I mean, the thing is, the days are so short. It's always dark. It is weird. This year, that short days have caught me a little bit more than all the previous years. It's like it's just your day is very short. So let me just get a knife. All right, so let's check if these are done. We don't want to overcook them either. Oh man, they's almost perfect. Oh, maybe it's a little bit too. Let me check the meat. Lamb chop needs to be almost, very rare. That's the way I like it. So I think those babies are good to go. I'm going to move these ones over here a little bit more. It is a beautiful view out here. It is a beautiful place to live. Vancouver is awesome. It's amazing. It really is. Funny. Well, it's definitely better than the rest of Canada, if you ask me, because I tell you what, or large parts of the rest of Canada, because especially if you're from South Africa and you're used to the heat, I mean, shucks, I saw a bunch of people sharing their thermometers minus 40 degrees Celsius, minus 25 degrees Celsius up there. I actually saw this one video where this lady takes like hot water and she chucks it out and it actually freezes as she throws it out. She kind of it's like additive printing. Now, I hope it's not true, but who knows? It's cold. It can get really cold up there in the interior. And I saw that they say that in the northeast in the US, in certain areas, they had 8 feet of snow. That's like 2.5 meters of snow. So yes, Vancouver is definitely better in that sense, in my opinion. It's I don't know if I can deal with that for prolonged periods of time. But this is a cool place. It's a beautiful place. I just flip these regularly so they don't burn. My wife doesn't like burnt chicken. Hey, don't burn my jacket. So here's another interesting thing. I just thought of when I thought of my jacket. So For some reason lately, when I go to a Shoppers Drug Mart, this jacket sets off the security things at the door. There's something, I've gone through this jacket from top to bottom to figure out if I maybe put something in a pocket somewhere or something, and that's why it's triggering it. No, there's nothing. It just triggers those, like, you know, those scanners. So every time I walk in or out of a Shoppers Drug Mart wearing this jacket, you have wee, 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 people going, you forget to pay for something, sir. And then I have to explain to them that it's my jacket. But anyway, that's a different one. What I wanted to tell you about is, so a lot of stores have got self-checkout here, and in the US, and in US, Canada, obviously everywhere. It's a big thing, self-checkout, saving on labor. You just walk through, you check out your own stuff. But I see lately, or I hear lately, a lot of stores are starting to shut down their self-checkouts because people are abusing it. People are stealing. It's becoming a problem. People go to the self-checkout, and, you know, since you don't have a cashier there, what they do is they don't ring everything up. There's actually scams where people go way beyond that. This is so weird. They actually, there's like Reddit groups and Facebook groups and things where people talk about how they scam self-checkout. So what they do is they have printers for different products. So you'll have like maybe chicken, organic chicken that's very expensive, and then you have a normal cheap chicken, and the label, the barcodes are different, and people will print off those barcodes at home and go, because at self-checkout there's generally somebody standing there kind of, I mean, they're not checking, but they're kind of throwing an eye to see whether you are scanning, and I'm pretty sure there's cameras up there. But what these guys would do then is they would print out barcodes, they would stick it on the products in the store, and when they go out, they would stand at self-checkout and scan out everything, but they're scanning cheap stuff and taking expensive stuff. You know, which is normally when there's a cashier, the cashier will scan it and they'll check, oh, but this is like organic chicken, and this, I just scanned crappy chicken or normal chicken, cheap chicken. So, I mean, there's this elaborate scams about how people are screwing with self-checkout, and now more and more companies are shutting down their self-checkout. They're like, no, this is not working out anymore. Yeah, it's crazy. I suppose there's more and more people that are struggling, so what do you do? Alright guys, I think these are almost ready, so I need to go and get the braai broodjies and get them on the grill, and then go and grab some food. Belinda made her potato salad, which is absolutely amazing. Not ideal for a diet, but yeah, it's potatoes with Nola mayonnaise, the tangy South African mayonnaise, because we can't get Cross and Blackwell here against the law for some reason, the E45 or whatever. And condensed milk. The sweet, tangy potato salad. Absolutely stunning. Weird though, this is the other thing that's kind of weird over here, is the potatoes. It's like, I don't know. Like when we were making the potato salad now, all of the potatoes, especially the russet potatoes, have got these black things going through it. It's like, I don't know, it's very weird. It's not great quality, to be quite frank. It's like, in South Africa, you take a potato, yes, it'll have a couple of marks on the outside, but you'd like peel it off and it's gone. Over here, the potatoes have these like black rotten streaks going. I suppose you can't call it rotten, it's just these black streaks going through the whole potato. So you cut and you're like, oh, where's the end of this hole? It just goes all the way through. It's very sucky. And everybody here loves the russet potatoes. You've got russet potatoes everywhere, but like I'm saying, it's like the russet potatoes especially is bad. We normally buy the yellow potatoes, they're better, but today they didn't have stock because the whole store was empty of veggies, so we had to go with the red potatoes. And even them, they had these like, I don't know, you chuck away a big portion of the potato. All right, let me stop talking. I'm going to go grab the braai broodjies and get this into the, I need to come back for it. See you now. All right, braai broodjies are not ready yet. Belinda is still busy making them. So I'm going to take these off and get them inside and then do the braai broodjies. Huh, I must actually go and get myself a little springbokkie. For those of you that don't know, a springbokkie is like a little liqueur. It's peppermint liqueur with amarula on top, and sometimes a bit of, what's the other one? Can't remember, but anyway, normally it's just a peppermint liqueur with amarula on top, so it's the green and gold, amarula cream, and we have lots of amarula cream, and we found an absolutely amazing peppermint liqueur lately. Recently we actually went looking when we had that party over here. So now we've got springbokkies. I must go make one for tonight, for our early dinner braai. All right, let me take this in. All right, I'm back. Here we go. Now we are going to do braai broodjies. And then it's time for dinner. Put them like that. Anyway, the other thing I decided to do this year, and I'll put it on the calendar in the next week, is to actually schedule a whole bunch of get-togethers. So once a month I'm going to go down to John Lawson Park. I'm going to have a braai, and it's an open invitation to anybody in the area that wants to come and say how's it, to pop by. We'll be sitting there for a couple of hours, 4, 5, 6 hours, and just have some fun, you know, and meet new people. So if you are in the area, it'll be there. Just the calendar, the events calendar will be on South Africans in Vancouver.ca. Just pop in. And once a month I'm going to do one of these live webinar things, this live Zoom calls where I can, you know, chat to people. I like speaking to people. I like meeting new people. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then we're also going to try and schedule a few events and a few things out. Oh, one of these days soon I'm heading to Calgary or to Alberta. So all of you out there, I'd love to come and say how's it. If there's some of you living in Alberta, I think it will probably be towards like early to mid-February. Our Innovate Alberta book is finished and we're delivering it. Well, we're supposed to be delivering it. It's being sent to an address in Alberta. And I was looking for a company to deliver it and I couldn't find anything. So I decided to just have it delivered to a little, delivered to a storage space. And then what I'm going to do is, because I've never seen Alberta, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to go down there and go and do all the deliveries myself. Rent a car and just kind of drive around. So probably fly, because I don't think driving to Calgary and Edmonton in this weather is ideal in January in February. But so I'll probably fly and just rent a vehicle over there and do the delivery. So anybody in Calgary, Edmonton, all of those areas, please contact me. I'm going to be around. I'd love to, you know, have a braai or at least say hello and chat. Hopefully take a lot of footage for the rest of you that don't live there, so I can show you what it looks like. I mean, there's some beautiful places out there, Banff and all of those, but I don't know if we're going to be, I don't know if winter is the perfect time, but hey, this is what we have, so this is what we're going to do. And then in March, my Innovation Quebec book arrives, and that's another baby that I need to take care of, because the thing is, those books need to be shipped all over Quebec. It's like, shit, some of them are 1,000 k's away from Montreal. So I probably won't be able to go and drive that. But I'm thinking of doing the same thing. I'm thinking of flying out to Montreal and just going and processing it there, because a lot of it is not just the deliveries. The books arrive on pallets, and what I need to do is I need to just break it down and label them and make sure the right ones get sent to the right people, especially with like Quebec, because it's going to be going very, very wide. So I'll probably just have it received there at a warehouse or a storage unit, and then fly down there, go and package it, and maybe go and do some of the deliveries myself. I enjoy delivering the books. It's always cool because you get to meet cool people and you get to drive around. I love driving. I love seeing it, and driving has got this very calming and comforting effect. Hey, let me not burn these braai broodjies. Ah, no. Luckily we got the fire nice and slow. Well, that is the beauty of a gas grill as opposed to a wood fire, right? You can control the heat. Makes it a lot easier. This is going to be awesome. Oh, there's another piece of cheese. Let me get it onto one of these. There we go. Anyway, so yes, this year I'm definitely planning to see a little bit more of Canada, since might as well use those opportunities with the books to go out there and go and do it. We just started the Innovate Atlantic Canada, so that's off to a good start as well. We just got the first few people that we spoke to and that we're getting involved, so that's going to be absolutely fun and amazing, and hopefully I'll go and deliver that one too. Well, got to see the place and got to go and experience a few more things. Hopefully Atlantic Canada will deliver more in summer, but we'll see. Any which way. Beautiful sunset, eh? Sun's going to go down in an hour. It's a pity you guys can't really, and it really is such a pity that you can't see this the way I see it. I mean, it's like with a camera, yes, it's beautiful, but it's like wide view. It just looks so much different in real life. It's funny with this cold. I mean, it's cold. It's chilly. You get in the car this morning. We went to the store to go and get, like I said, tomatoes and onions and stuff. My car door is frozen shut, and the boot is frozen shut. It doesn't want to open. And then when I open my door, it doesn't want to close. Now it doesn't. I can't. For some reason, my door is now. I don't know if it broke or if it's now still frozen. But I cannot open my door from the outside. It only opens from the inside. So now Belinda has to get in and open the door for me so I can get in. It's like the ice actually freezes the car door shut, and it freezes the handle. The handle doesn't work properly. Hope it gets better when it gets warmer again. And this is only at -7. Can you imagine what it's like at -40? It's going to be like, it must be crazy. Crazy, crazy. Don't know if I can deal with that. Oh, don't burn it. Oh, this is getting perfect. Put this one over there. Put this one over there. All right, folks, I think we're in the last few minutes of our video because I'm going to go and grab some. We're going to go eat just now. The braai broodjies are almost ready. And yeah, I just want to thank all of you for being on this journey with us. I want to thank you for always watching the videos and always being part of it. Really appreciate it. You would not believe how therapeutic making these videos are oftentimes for me. And I know sometimes I get busy and I don't get around to doing it. And then when it's a day like this where I'm chilled and I'm braaiing and I'm chatting, it's actually really therapeutic. It's fun making the videos, and it's amazing to know that there's people out there that I see as friends nowadays. You know, it's like, even though I've never met you. So thank you very much. All right, let me get this off the grill, and then I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers.